Notice that there are slightly different buildings available for construction in the region capital than in towns, reflecting its position as the region's administrative center. This panel gives you important information about a particular unit type, number of men, recruitment and upkeep costs. All armies and fleets have a zone of... There are two ways. This tab shows all units available for recruitment in the selected town, city, port, army or fleet. This panel enables you to view the state of diplomatic relations between nations. Select a nation by clicking on their flag, their allies, enemies, protectorates. A drop-in battle is a new feature allowing you to find... The Missions tab gathers together information on active and archived missions for easy reference. This tab shows all existing... This panel gives information about how a building's effects work in the game, along with a detailed description of its function. Some buildings allow you to construct other, more advanced ones, so it's worth reading all the information here and checking the building browser. When enlisting a new general or admiral, you'll be offered a choice of candidates. Troops can be stationed inside. It is possible to swap between building types anywhere there is a chain of buildings. Select the building. The treasury indicates how much money you have in your coffers. The government details panel gathers together essential statistics and information for the management of your entire empire. In Napoleon Total War, a turn is a 2-week period in order to simulate the intense fighting of the various campaigns.
Autre chose? Monsieur, vos autres ordres?
In order to gain control of a garrisoned and fortified city, it's often necessary to lay siege. During a siege, your troops surround the city, either attempting to starve the defenders into capitulation or launching a heavy artillery assault. Every army, fleet or agent can reveal information about rival armies, navies and settlements in their immediate proximity. The level of detail available depends on the type of character who is spying, so dedicated espionage agents perform better than generals in this capacity. Winning a battle isn't just about a very large army or navy spread over 2 or more unit stacks. Your army has suffered. Periodically, your government will issue missions for you to undertake. Although upgrading the road system within a region will increase its trade capability. Better quality roads also allow armies to march further within a turn. It's possible to cycle back through the advice that's already been displayed by use of the back button on the advisor HUD.
Oui, monsieur. En avant, marchez!
A trade post is the means by which nations within the European theatre trade with the rest of the world who do not appear in the game. In order to begin trade, build a trade ship, sail to a trade post, and right-click on the anchor icon.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? Monsieur, vos ordres?
Right-click to move your army to any part of the highlighted area. Attack by right-clicking on a rival's army or city. merge with a friendly army by moving to the same spot. Board a fleet at a coast by moving onto it. Planning your construction needs is essential to a successful attrition is the loss of troops from a unit due to desertion, disease, etc. A unit will suffer attrition if it ends its turn in the field during the winter months or in desert conditions. Armies native to regions in the far north or in deserts are immune to attrition when located in those regions. All elite units are immune to attrition. By choosing the right mix of units, some command units can now be recruited directly by a general in the field. Select the recruitment tab, then left-click on a unit to add it to the queue, and again to remove it. When ready, units will walk to the appropriate general and merge with his army. Note that units can only walk directly to the general. They are not able to cross the sea to join him.
À vos ordres.
Your nation capital is the central hub of your empire. You can construct things here that are not available anywhere else in your empire, such as high-level government buildings and military administration facilities.
Prêt. Immédiatement. À vos ordres.
The order in which reinforcements take to the battlefield can be determined by
La
left
vertu et
clicking
la
and
valeur
dragging,
invaincue.
the unit on the far
Prêt
left
à
being the
recevoir vos
first to
ordres.
take the field.
Troupes, en avant.
Generals deploy their forces according to rank. A higher-ranking general deploys after lower-ranking ones, giving him the ability to view the deployment of a lower-ranking opponent before committing his own troops.
Troupes, démontez l'avant-train. Artillerie, au rapport.
Compagnie en ligne, préparez-vous. révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de gloire.
Infanterie, au rapport. Ordre de groupe. Monsieur. La cavalerie attend les ordres, monsieur. Oui, monsieur.
The presence of your general in proximity to his men has a morale-boosting influence on them.
Ordre de groupe. Oui, monsieur. Milice. Monsieur. État-major des généraux, à vos ordres. État-major des généraux, à vos ordres. État-major des généraux, monsieur. État-major des généraux, monsieur. État-major des généraux, monsieur. Monsieur.
Retirez-vous! Infanterie d'élite!
Ordre de groupe.
Garde révolutionnaire! Milice!
La cavalerie attend les ordres, monsieur.
Lancez des ordres!
Monsieur, c'est sacrément stupide de traîner par ici.
Ordre de groupe.
Garde nationale à vos ordres, monsieur!
Oui, monsieur. État-major des généraux, monsieur.
Clicking on the melee button on the left of the battle control panel will lock the selected melee-capable units into melee mode. All attack orders will result in a hand-to-hand attack until you click on the melee button again. Enemy cavalry are charging towards your flank. Turn quickly to meet them.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
The flashing unit banner means the morale of their troops is wavering. Before long, they'll break from combat and rout from the field. Take this opportunity to charge their ranks with cavalry or infantry with bayonets fixed. The battle is over when all troops in an army are routed or killed. Charged by cavalry, make sure they are stationary, and preferably in a square. That way they can brace themselves against the impact and take fewer losses.
Infanterie!
Maintaining a unit's courage and regimental discipline in the heat of battle is dependent on their morale, a measure of pride and self-belief in their abilities. This is boosted by training, experience, and the presence of an inspirational general. Morale is the run button on the left of the battle control panel. It's used to toggle the selected units between running or walking. Running is useful for going somewhere in a hurry, but doing it too much will tire the men out. A fight between two bayoneted infantry comes down to troop quality and numbers. Make sure you have local superiority, or send in some supporting troops.
Sir, our general is under attack. Our men are running, sir.
Les fils de la Révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de bois.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours. The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile. The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile. État-major des généraux, monsieur!
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile. The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile. It is important to preserve the devastating impact a cavalry unit can have. When going into combat with cavalry, always charge the last few yards by double right-clicking on the target. Beware of charging across too great a distance, though. It's a tiring business.
Infanterie d'élite!
Ne m'appelez pas comme ça, je travaille.
Grenadiers!
État-major des généraux! Ordre de groupe! Marchez!
Infanterie d'élite!
Laissez-moi vous faire, imbécile.
Infanterie! Au rapport!
Battle
victoire
statistics
est
are
à nous!
displayed here, along with a breakdown of the condition of each surviving unit in your army or navy. There has been an eruption of national pride in your home region following your victory.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
It is possible to take a fort or city without risking a pitched battle.
Victoire!
This nation has now become your protectorate. Protectorates can take advantage of the military might of their... have just selected a piece belonging to another nation. You cannot order it to do anything. Select one of your own in order to learn more about their abilities. Click on any area of the radar map to snap the map directly to that area. The plus and minus buttons in the bottom left allow you to zoom to any area. Funds are deducted from your treasury at the beginning of each turn to pay do not concentrate the construction of military buildings within a single region. Spread out to ensure the availability of troops during an invasion.
Oui?
Buildings are spread throughout a region in towns and ports, rather than being concentrated solely at its capital. This means careful strategic planning and garrisoning is required in order to adequately defend your assets. The construction of colleges and universities enables the research of new technologies and ideas that could keep your nation ahead of its rivals. As well as producing gentlemen or scholars for research, these buildings also have the residual effect of educating the masses. However, this might be a bad thing if not carefully managed. People with ideas above their stations can cause unrest, or worse.
Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? D'autres ordres?
Useful natural resources are present in most regions. Exploiting them increases the income available through trade. Building and improving farms, mines, etc. The construction of industrial centers will steer your empire from subsistence to wealth and affluence for many. However, industrialization comes at a price. The lower orders may become unhappy. Buildings that have been damaged due to sabotage or during battle can be rebuilt. To repair a building, select it and click on the Rebuild button to the left of the panel.
À vos ordres. Marchez. Autre chose? Monsieur, vos ordres?
When
Monsieur,
defending
vos
your
ordres?
territory, it's important
Autre
to know
chose?
how far enemy armies are able to move. Click on an enemy
Oui,
army
monsieur.
to see its zone of movement. When an army is blocking your
En
path,
avant,
the
marchez.
terrain will be highlighted at the choke point. You must fight it to pass. As a unit fights and survives battles, it gains experience points that improve its ability to deal with Occupying a
Votre
port
serviteur,
with an
tenez-vous
army
prêt?
prevents the enemy from trading through it and producing new ships. Note that Now this panel is used for negotiations between nations. Available diplomatic options are listed.
Citoyens, marchez. Monsieur, montez pavillon. Commencez le siège. Le
As an
siège est
alternative to
levé.
a straightforward occupation, upon capture of a settlement, there is also an
Tenez-vous
option to
prêts?
loot it as well. Doing so will add a lump sum to your treasury, but there will be a greater public order penalty than that caused by occupation alone. All buildings inside a looted settlement suffer considerable damage, and the associated region's wealth is diminished for some time afterwards.
Monsieur, vos ordres?
When viewing user interface panels, you will notice a question mark button in their top left-hand corners. This is the Help button. Click on it in order to get advice about the panel in question. As an alternative to a straightforward occupation, upon capture of a settlement, there is also an option to loot it as well. Doing so will add a lump sum to your treasury, but there will be a greater public order penalty than that caused by occupation alone. All buildings inside a looted settlement suffer considerable damage, and the associated region's wealth is diminished for some time afterwards.
Marchez! Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? Monsieur? À vos ordres. Préparez-vous, marchez.
This piece cannot move any further now. It will be available again next term.
Attaquez! Tenez-vous prêts? Autre chose? Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? Posons le camp.
Town wealth is a term used to represent the wealth generated by a region's urban centres. Town wealth grows or declines each term, depending on buildings and tax policy. Region wealth is essentially the sum of town wealth and income from buildings across a whole region.
Prêt! Préparez les troupes pour la bataille! Victoire! Sonnez le rappel pour la bataille! Monsieur? Prêt à recevoir vos ordres?
This panel shows you the information about a given general working for your nation. His name, position on the map, personality traits, and attributes relating to his military abilities are all listed, along with details of any ancillary characters in his entourage.
Tenez-vous prêts? Immédiatement! À vos ordres!
Use backspace on your keyboard to stop the movement of your armies, navies, and agents on the campaign map.
Tenez-vous prêts? En avant! Pour la couronne et le pays!
Press the Ctrl and S keys simultaneously to quickly save the game from the campaign map. Press Ctrl L to quickly load the last save.
bataille! Attaquez! Cessez le siège! Votre humble serviteur. Hommes, en avant! Citoyens, marchez! Marchez! Oui?
Armies that are not large enough to be effective could be destroyed if attacked by a superior force. Under those circumstances, it's prudent to merge them together. Select one and right-click on another to walk to and merge with it.
En avant! Marchez! Monsieur, vos ordres? Monsieur, vos ordres? Tenez-vous prêts! En avant! Marchez! À gauche! Marchez! Tenez-vous prêts? Préparez-vous! Marchez! Monsieur, troupes, en avant! Monsieur, vos ordres? Troupes, en avant! Prêt à recevoir vos ordres? Attaquez! Ils sont faits! Opération de siège en préparation! Troupes, en avant! Ils se cachent sous les jupons des femmes!
Monsieur, infanterie d'élite.
Ordre de groupe! Ordre de groupe!
Monsieur, monsieur,
Ordre de groupe! Ordre de groupe! Ordre de groupe!
Dragon! Monsieur! Démontez l'avant-train! Artillerie au rapport! Monsieur!
Ordre de groupe! Marche rapide! Ordre de groupe!
position.
État-major État-major des généraux! Ordre bien reçu! Ordre de groupe!
Our general is under attack.
Major des généraux, monsieur. Ordre bien reçu. Ordre de groupe.
Les fils de la Révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de gloire. Les fils de la Révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de gloire. Infanterie d'élite. Dragon prêt à se battre, monsieur. Compagnie en ligne. Préparez-vous.
État-major des généraux, à vos ordres. Ordre bien reçu.
Les fils de la Révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de gloire. Les fils de la Révolution sont impatients de se couvrir de gloire.
Ordre de groupe. Ordre de groupe. Infanterie.
Our men are running, sir.
Oui, monsieur.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
Garde nationale à vos ordres, monsieur. Compagnie en ligne. Préparez-vous. Oui, monsieur. Oui, monsieur. Tout de suite.
The gates are ours! We have taken the building, sir. Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours. The gates are ours!
Infanterie, au rapport! Oui, monsieur. Infanterie, au rapport!
We have taken the building, sir.
Victoire! Préparez-vous pour la bataille!